Grabe, Andy,
Thank you.
napaiyak mo ko. Grabe ka talaga. Hindi ako naiiyak sa mga show.
Yeah, and
Please subscribe to this channel, Practically Kathy, so you won't miss out to any of my videos.
Okay, good day everyone, and welcome to another interesting episode of Practically Kathy. My name is Kathy Magbanwa, and today we have our guests coming from different areas of the world. It's going to be an interesting topic because we're going to talk about a business that changes people's lives. So we have Andy Gaston coming from Chicago. How are you there,
hello.
Andy?
Hi, Mom Kat. Thanks for having us.
And also with us are Marlon and also Andrei, as well as Michael. So we'll be talking to them shortly. For now, we have Joan with us, real time, but later on we'll be joined by Macmac and Marlon. So how are you out there? Where are you, Joan, now?
Right here in Taytay, Rizal.
Ah, Taytay Rizal.
Yes,
Good.
yes. I'm working as a caregiver.
Ah, caregiver. Okay, so in-house ka? In-house ka
Yes
ngayon?
po.
Okay,
Yes po.
buti you're allowed to be here with us.
Yes.
That's awesome. So we'll talk about this wonderful business that we have. It is the Toktok. So this was introduced first to Andy. And Andy, what opportunity did you see in Toktok?
Well, I was first introduced by about Toktok from Chester.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a good friend of mine when I was living in New York. So I was living there from 2007 to 11. As a matter of fact, the last few months of me living in New York, I was living with him. I was living at his house.
Okay.
At the time, I was
You're like
doing real
roommates.
estate. Yeah, we were roommates. So I was doing real estate, and I still had a few deals to finish in my last back to Chicago right away yet. So I was living with him. So when he heard about the opportunity from you, he gave me a call. Well, messenger first, and he gave me a call to tell me about Toktok. That's how I first learned about it.
Okay, so when it was introduced to you, how did you find it appealing?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't find it appealing for myself. So to be honest with you, the first thought that I had was this is supposed to be for people in the Philippines, and I could see how successful this business could be, but I think it was geared towards more for people in the Philippines. So I automatically thought of the kids. I automatically thought of the kids from Lahing Kayumangi that I met in 2001 here in Chicago. So
Okay,
I
tell us,
immediately um,
yeah, tell us more about these kids that you're talking about. Perhaps people will be thinking that you have grown-up kids, no? And you look
yeah,
young.
I call them my kids, but they're not really obviously my kids. They're grown up. So well, I tend to mentor a lot of these kids when they were here. I want to be there for them. Simply as like their older brother. I was lucky enough to have a mentor growing up, and they know who he is too. My mentor Ron. So the way he did for me, and now I'm doing it for them. So it's just passing along, and I'd like to even say that even those kids like Joanne and others and Marlon and Mike are also doing it for other people, to other younger kids younger than them. So it's kind of like a pay it forward kind of lack of a better word, program, I guess, that we're trying to do for people that are younger than us, and be there for them, and be the elder kuya or ate for the younger generation.
Yes, I didn't know your story about your the one that had happened to you. So can you please give us a little bit of that, the background?
Oh yeah, when I was in high school, I was homeless. So, fortunately, that I had mentors growing up. So I had older kuyas and natas that were there for me, that didn't let me give up with life and persevere. Right. So at that time, you just want to quit everything. You just want to quit your job. You want to quit school. You want to quit your life. But luckily, there were older people, mentors that were there to uplift you and make you go further. Because I'm a product of having a mentor. Obviously, I just want to pay it forward. So I'm doing it for people like like Joanne and Marlon and Mike and all the others, and be there for them the way my mentors were there for me.
That's really awesome. Okay, let's talk naman to Joanne. So Joanne, how did you meet Kuya Andy?
Actually, we met Kuya Andy when we were on the tour. When we went to Chicago last 2001. Yeah,
Mhm.
we were at the one group they called Lahing Kayo Manggi. They call us Magic 17. They call us,
Wow.
but yeah.
Is this
So
like a theater group or something?
yes,
Cultural dance.
cultural dance group.
Yeah.
It's like a Bayanihan dance group, something
Oh,
like
it's
that.
so nice. And then you went international. Just
Yes, yes. First, we went to South Korea, 2000, to represent the Philippines. And then after that, yeah, we pursue a U.S. tour. Yeah,
and what
that's
happened in
when.
Chicago? What happened there in
Oh,
Chicago?
actually, we got stuck in Chicago because of some cancel show, something like that. But it's very nice. Sobrang magulo kami.
So
Kasi
if you could
we,
imagine 23 kids literally in one house.
For real?
So
Did they
I'm not
live
even
in
joking.
your place?
If you can imagine, and it wasn't my place. It was, oh God bless his soul, Tita Rolly and Tita
Tita
Linda,
Linda.
their family. They were in one house, and can you imagine how crazy yet fun? No, it was crazy yet so much fun to be with all these kids there.
Mhm.
Imagine even all the neighbors, right? Like, what the hell are all these kids doing in this one house?
Ang kulit, oo.
Yeah.
So you stay there for how
It's
many
like every
days?
day we have a party every day.
Oh, how many days did you stay there?
Uh, Ilan ba?
Oh, a couple of months. Thinking
Yes, I think
For real?
almost
Couple of
two, 3 months.
months?
three to
Yeah,
4 months, something like that.
My
yeah.
goodness
So I
gracious.
mean, if Mom Kat, if you could imagine how much food, how much toiletries, how much shampoo, how much soap, you know what I mean? All this stuff for 20 kids. Could you imagine how hard it is, for a way to host these
Yeah, that's so
kids?
true.
You know.
Good
Yeah,
thing the
and
house is
sometimes we
big for
went
them, huh?
shopping.
So
Mhm.
until today, I really think of that family, Tito Rolly, Linda, PDJ Junior, and Marielle. That family, my God, they're my heroes. They were all in one house.
Oh,
So,
God bless them all.
like I said earlier, it's a very proud moment for the Chicago Filipino American community because we actually got together and provided the resources to really have these kids survive for those months. Imagine all the food donation, all the you know the term taga, like I was saying taga luto, taga drive, taga
Taga lahat, taga la.
driver, whatever it took, right? So we were just there for them.
Naiyak naman ako. I can just imagine that. It
Yeah.
must have been so hard then for the kids. I know they're kids, they miss their families, but they couldn't go home, right?
Hmm. Right. So, at that time, I just graduated college. I just came from traveling, and luckily I didn't have a lot to do, but really just be there for them. And then for just being there like older brother. I was teaching him all these little games that I know that they still play now. Really just bond with them, and man, that bond that we had at that time. We were really bonded. We really had strong connections until now. Obviously, that I still I
Like family
still,
talaga, like family.
oh, totally, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So all these years, thankfully, technology and Facebook and such, let us really stay connected with them. Now, what, 20 years later? So
And look at them now. Grabe, from the time that they were in Chicago. Look at them now.
right,
They have their own
exactly. So
families, they have
right, they
their
have
own
their own families, they have
successes,
their own children,
they have
so
achievements
they have
and
their own
all.
inspiration now. For them growing up, I keep in touch with them and try to encourage them to
Yes,
to stay
they're
in
twenty
school and really
something.
go for their dreams. And a lot of them are they're very blue collar. They're they it's really hard for them to have certain opportunities in life. And all you can really do at the very least is just encourage them to do the best they can, right?
Yeah, that's very nice. Okay, how about
Mhm.
how's the feeling of Joanne now, being one of the recipients of this business? Because what we have done is that Andy sponsored some of his kids.
Yes,
Uh,
Mhm.
it,
after
it
one.
yes, you shared to me, Andy, that you have seen one of the clips or
Mm.
the one that is posted on my Facebook,
Mhm.
teaching people how to fish. So this is
Right.
basically what you're doing. You're not only giving them support that is only temporary, but but what you're doing right now is giving them an opportunity of a lifetime wherein they can fish for themselves. From
Correct.
Yes,
the business that you're giving them, they will just have to grow it, nurture it, and eventually they'll be successful at it. And everybody
Yeah.
is going to earn money, right? And we can see
Correct.
that now. For example,
Yeah.
Joanne, when did you start this business? I think it was only a couple of weeks ago, right?
yeah,
So
like
how is it
2 weeks
doing for
ago
you?
or 3 weeks
Mm.
ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
When Kuya Andy called me, he said, gusto mo mag-talk-talk? Oh, what's that? I think I heard that. Tapos, sinend niya sa akin yung video. Sabi ko, yeah, I know that already. Because one of my friend introduced that Toktok sa akin. Kaya lang that time I was in Hong Kong. Nung sinabi sa akin ni Kuya Andy kung gusto mo, sabi ko, why not? Yes, I'm very thankful and very lucky na yan, binigay sa akin ni Kuya Andy yan. So, yun, doon ako nag-start. And then, ayun na, ah, pinag-aralan ko siya. Actually, pinanood ko din siya. So, para alam ko din kung paano siya ipa-process. Something like that.
So
So, yun.
how is it doing with you?
I was told, Kuya Andy, that this is my full time. Actually, I'm not planning to go abroad now. Because I'm going
That's
to
very nice, very
fully with
nice.
TikTok.
That see that makes me so happy. Uh,
I love it.
Now she's going to be in the same place. She's going to be in the same country, in the
Yeah,
same
I'm
process
gonna do this full
with
time
children.
and then
I mean,
I
what?
can relate to you because it's also the same thing with me. I also work abroad and
Mhm.
I saw that this opportunity, this business would really help me be be here in the Philippines with my
Mhm.
child.
yeah,
Right.
So I'm really
yes.
happy for that, for you too, Joanne. How old is your child or your children now? Do you have children?
Oh, my eldest is 21 years old.
Oh my
15,
gosh, you look
14, yes. I
so
have
Mhm.
14, 13, and 8 years old. So
Mhm.
I have 4 kids. And Kuya Andy is one of the ninong.
And that's part of it too. I mean, I have to admit, I haven't been the best, ninong. I haven't been the best godfather, but I'm trying to do better.
You've given them an opportunity of
so,
a lifetime. So I think bawi ka na
so habol
sa
lang,
kanila. How
mahabol
many
lang,
years?
mahabol lang ako. So,
Actually,
Because with the two boys, they also have a different strategy, and we'll discuss
yeah,
that
it's
later
fun
on.
to see. It's fun to see them really have their own personal ways, a personal way to do business. It's really tailor made for their personalities and and creativity.
Yeah, and
So
that's
their
what. Yes,
style, it's really fun to watch. To be honest
I,
with you.
I, I remember that because in this business we have different areas, right? We have the food,
Right.
we have the health
mhm,
and beauty, we also have the delivery service. So you said
Mhm.
that each has their own personality and
Right.
they might be focusing on one that they like the most. So they just choose whatever they want out of this business.
Right. Which way how it should. I mean, it's really tailored to their strengths. It's really whatever strength. Like for example, Mike, he could really talk to people, and he has access to different networks, so he's able to recruit, for example, and inform other people about the business.
And Mike is
Um,
really doing well. I think for his
really
yeah.
doing
2 weeks,
well.
he earned
Mhm.
like 60,000.
Right.
60,000. For now, probably it's more than that.
And Marlon, even though he doesn't really do well with recruiting, but he's really doing well with selling the copper mask.
I saw the posts. Yes.
So he's been doing really well and actually had a lot of sales with that already. And Joanne, I mean, she's very, kumakayo talaga. She does so well with getting writers, which I think is in the long term, I think that's a very good way to earn money.
Congratulations, Joan. Ako nga, it's difficult for me to get riders.
And it's very difficult. It's very difficult for a lot of people, right?
Yes, that's so
Yes.
true.
And I tell them, no one's gonna really tell you, what to do, what not to do. No, you're not gonna check in and check out. You're an entrepreneur now. You're running your own business now.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you have to think that way. It's not like you're thinking like an employee. This is your own. If you fail, it's because of you, and if you succeed, it's because of you. There's no
That is
one,
true.
and they're all learning this with this whole process. And obviously, no one's an expert right away. So they're gonna take their lumps. They're gonna fail, but then I think at the end, I think a lot of them already have already been succeeding.
Yes, and we
And
see
I
that. We see
see
that.
this long term. I mean, yeah, of course, you're gonna have bumps in the road. There's a lot of learning going on, right, from those failures. But I really could see long term that I think these kids are really gonna do well. And I'm glad to see that this business has become sustainable for them, and it's gonna be a success for them for the long run, for the long term.
In the long run, kapag marami na tayong riders, so sitting pretty na lang tayo. Siguro perhaps we'll go visit Andy. Hello,
Hopefully.
Chicago.
Oh,
Here
you're
we
guys are
are.
welcome.
We're gonna see Kuya Andy again.
Yeah, we're gonna
Please
see
visit.
Andy. Well, there is,
Party in Chicago.
part 2 na. This time around, malalaki ng mga kids. Well, that will be a very fantastic reunion for everybody. All right. So later on, we'll be interviewing Marlon and we'll also be interviewing Mac. But it is fun hearing from you. Of course, our sponsor, Andy. You sponsored how many? I think 9 of them, right?
14.
14. Oh my goodness.
14 kids, and I'm lucky to be able to say that because of friends as well. So my friend Dave is able to sponsor 5, and one friend Paula sponsor 1. So which I appreciate. So
And we
we
also have Tita Ruth.
oh my God, I love her. She's just amazing. So
Amazing
starting
indeed.
with JJ, and that grew to how many now? I can't even count. 7, 8 from
JJ is
JJ.
really earning
So
well. Like,
right, and the same way as Joanne, Marlon, and Mike. I mean, the Mindoro kids are doing really well. So my God, like sometimes people just need a break. Someone just need a chance. So if anybody out there would just love to be able to sponsor and give a chance to others, this is a great way to do it. I mean, it's this is proof right here, right? So once given the chance to others, and I mean, these kids are persevering and doing really well and succeeding.
Hello po, ako po si Andrei Cruz from Pagsanghan, Laguna. Ako po ay isang nurse sa DOH. So, nag-work po ako sa community. Dito lang din po sa Pagsanghan. So, gusto ko lang pong i-share kung paano ako naging part ng Toktok family. So, ako ay naging member through sponsorship through Kuya Andy Gaston. So, na-meet ko si Kuya Andy nung ako ay maliit pa, nung ako ay dancer, na cultural performer po kasi ako. So, ang pangalan ng dance group namin ay Lahing Kayo Manggi Dance and Sound. So, nag-tour po kami noon sa US year 2002. Ang tagal-tagal na. So, nag-tour kami doon. Doon namin na-meet si Kuya Andy. Marami sila doon eh. So, sila po yung tumulong sa amin para maghanap ng mga shows. Sila din yung nagpasyal sa amin sa Chicago, yung pinakamatagal namin stay noon eh. Ang lamig-lamig doon. Ang saya-saya. Tapos, ang hindi ko makakalimutan noon, nung syempre, kahit ang bata pa namin, yung input talaga na ibinibigay nila sa amin na kailangan namin makapagtapos ng pag-aaral para mas umasenso sa buhay. Yan si Kuya Andy. Talagang gusto niya mag-grow kami. So, yun, hindi ko siya nakalimutan simula nun. Kahit nakauwi na kami dito sa Pilipinas, hindi siya tumigil ng pagtulong. Kahit ngayon, manalaki na kami, ginaid pa rin niya kami. So, kinontak niya kami para bigyan ng ganitong business, offeran ng ganitong business. Nung una, medyo doubt ako kasi naisip ko, busy ako, hindi ko kaya, ganyan. Kasi ako po ay isang nurse, ay lalo na ngayon, pandemic, syempre busy kami. Lagi kaming naka-duty, ganyan. Pero naisip ko, why not? Kasi hindi naman kami isusubo ni Kuya Andy sa ganito kung alam niyang hindi namin kakayanin. So, ibig sabihin, nagtiwala siya sa amin, kaya namin. So, ayun, super thankful ako kasi naging isa ako sa recipient ng sponsorship niya. So, in return, I will do my best, syempre, kahit sobrang bago ko pa lang sa ganito, kahit nakakakaba, andyan yung mga mentor, yung mga ate at kuya sa Team Magnetar na talagang kahit hindi mo sila kilala in person, talagang willing silang tumulong sa'yo every step of the way, andyan sila, i-guide ka nila. Talagang as in nakakataba ng puso. Yung mag-iisip ka na meron palang mga grupo ng ganitong tao na talagang hindi ka pababayaan. Gusto nila aasenso tayo ng sabay-sabay. Hindi sila aangat lang ng kanila lang. Ang gusto nila, lahat ng under nila, sabay-sabay tayong aangat. Yan. Kaya yung parang yung nakaka-overwhelm na ang saya, tas ang dami. Kasi yung mga ibang member talagang successful na talaga pero hindi pa rin sila tumitigil para mag-help ng ibang tao. So, yun yung maganda dito sa business na to Kasi, hindi lang talagang business na puro pera, puro ganon. Kasi may moral lesson, may matututunan ka talaga. So, yun. So, sobrang thankful ako. So, in return, gagawin ko yung lahat, gagawin ko yung best ko. Hindi ko sasayangin. Ang lang naman dito, sipag at tiyaga lang talaga yung need mo para maging angat at asensado ka sa buhay. So, lahat naman kayang gawa ng paraan. Kahit sobrang busy mo sa work or busy ka sa bahay, pagod na pagod ka na, kung talagang gusto mong umangat, magagawa mo naman ng paraan Kasi yung ibang mga asensado, nagagawa nila Kung kaya nila, kaya din natin, di ba? Di ba guys? Kung kaya nila, kaya ko rin, magiging asensado din ako. So, yun lang po. So, I hope na ma-meet ko po kayo lahat face to face kapag wala ng pandemic. So, para sa akin, yun. Thank you so much, Kuya Andy. Thank you sa Magnetar family. Thank you sa Toktok family. So, stay safe po. Stay healthy. Dream big kasama tayong lahat. So, thank you. Bye!
Year 2002, we met Kuya Andy in the US during our international tour. He is part of the Filipino-American community, particularly in Chicago, wherein isa siya sa mga naging foster parents namin doon. At the same time, nag-provide and support sa mga daily needs namin. Kuya Andy is very friendly and generous, and I considered him as my eldest brother. Isa din siya sa mga tao na tumulong sa aming scholarship program. And Kuya Andy is always there for us, especially for me. Patuloy niya kami tinutulungan sa lahat ng bagay, and he is willing to listen and give you an advice even sa mga personal problems namin. Kaya nga si Kuya Andy naging superman naming lahat. And memorable moment with him siguro yung time na naglalaro kami ng Zumi. That's why every time na maglalaro kami ng Zumi, si Kuya Andy lang yung maaalala namin. Toktok Online Franchise Delivery Service is a business that will help me to become a nurse entrepreneur at the same time to earn more money that will help me to sustain our daily needs. From the bottom of my heart, nagpapasalamat po ako sa business sponsorship na ipinagkaloob niyo po sa akin at makakaasa po kayo na palalaguin ko po ito at gagawin ko po ang trabaho sa abot po ng aking makakaya. Muli po, maraming salamat po and God bless you po.
Isa si Kuya Andy na number 1 supporter ng group. Napakabait na tao. And siya yung halos araw-araw po na nakakasama namin during shows, pag may gatherings, or kahit partial time lang. At pag rest day o walang show yung group, siya yung host namin na hindi nawawala sa attendance. And kapag uuwi naman si Kuya Andy, o uuwi siya ng Pilipinas, kami din yung nakakasama niya, ako, si Ate Jo, si Kuya Michael. Ayan, banding pa din, pasyal sa ganito, kain-kain, kahit sa maiksing oras lang. Then, this business helped me a lot kasi during this pandemic, isa ako sa libu-libong Pilipino na nawalan ng trabaho talaga. Actually, dalawa yung trabaho ko. Natanggal po talaga ako kasi kailangan magbawas. And part-time lang naman yung trabaho ko, pero maganda ang kitaan. Kaso talagang wala tayong magagawa, pandemic, kailangan magbawas ng tao. So, ayun. And si Kuya Andy pa rin yung isa sa tumulong talaga sa akin. Hindi niya ako nakakalimutan ever since. Napakabait, sobra. Tapos, para makabangon, ayun, timing naman itong Toktok and JC. Unti-unti, malaki talaga may tutulong. Malaking malaki. So, being one of the recipients, thankful po talaga ako. 10 ng LK Group, malaking chance. Itong binigay na pagkakataon, lalong-lalo na po sa akin. Sa sobrang hirap kumilos ngayon na hindi pa nawawala talagang virus totally. So, pagdating nandito sa business, so far so good. Nag-uumpisa pa lang po ako. And uti-uti, nakakabenta. Yan, copper masking. Kailangan lang ng sipag, tiyaga, syempre effort din. Paghihirapan mo rin. Wala naman nag-uumpisa ng biglang angat. Tadaan ka muna sa baba. Uti-uti yan, kakayanin natin yan. Okay, Kuya Andy, Kuya, thank you. Salamat. Di ko alam paano ako makakabawi sa'yo. And ingat palagi, ingat. Yun lang, wala namang iba. Mag-ingat tayo lagi. And kay Ma'am Kat, thank you po sa pag-guide, sa walang sawang pagbabato ko ng tanong sa iyo. Sana wag kang magsasawa po. Ayan. So, more power po palagi sa atin.
We're already seeing that just what 2-3 weeks into the business already.
That's true.
You already see them already earning, and earning well. And this is just a start. Think, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. I could really see them really being very, very successful people. I could really see them being millionaires. And
A very
and
good vision.
right, and the joy comes from them succeeding. And they're like, how are we going to repay you? I mean, it's a great opportunity, but really seeing them really work it and do well. That's all I could really ask for. That they have a sustainable business that they could do for them, not only for themselves, but they have now they have families, right? So they have children of their own. There's a lot of inspiration that comes from that. But then not only are they doing it for themselves, but they're doing it for others too.
Yeah, Andy, you're making me teary-eyed, ha? Doon sa video ko na ako yung nagsabi ng life story ko, hindi pa ako naiyak. Dito naiyak ako. But it's really nice to see kasi there's a lot of people, especially in the Philippines, who've been wanting to have a good start in their lives. Nakita natin yung pandemya, marami nawalan ng trabaho. A lot of people lost their hope. So it's really nice to see there are some people out there who's willing so much to help others. And I really thank you, Andy. You're such an inspiration. Naiyak ako, ba't mo ako pinaiyak?
Thank you. Well, we wouldn't be here without you. So you're the one that, thanks to you and GC Premier, that would have this opportunity to have franchisees, right? At a fairly good price. Oh my God, 16,888 pesos to have a franchise.
That is so true.
How many times can you have an opportunity to have your own business for that? Would you be able to buy a McDonald's franchise for 16,000 pesos or 16,888, and make it grow? That's kind of like the opportunity here, and it's a start, right? It's for somebody to really get going. But then yeah, it's only 16,888. It's through roughly $380, but it's more so an opportunity for somebody to have for their life.
That's
so
true.
People, it's quite a lot of money, but then really long term, and it actually shows you that anybody could do it. If anybody could just really think of, if they really want to make a difference for people around them, they could do the same thing. They can either sponsor 10, 5, even one person, and if that makes a difference for someone's life.
And that is what I've done.
Go for it, right?
Because of you, I also sponsored 2 people. So
thank you. So now, see, it's
thank you to God. Thank you, Andy, for leading the way.
Paying it forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very gratifying. And if not already, you'll feel that. So yeah.
We're not even talking about years. We're just talking about
we're talking 2-3 weeks.
And we see results.
So yeah, if you want to make a difference for people's lives, this is a great way to do it. I mean, I have a sustainable business for someone.
The best gift that you can give, especially for your
Right.
loved
It's a
ones,
gift that keeps
family
on giving.
members. Yes, that's
It's a
so
gift that keeps
true.
on giving. So it's
Mhm.
just providing, giving fish. You're really teaching them how to fish, and they're learning and they're doing well. So I hope people could see this and see that it works and provide opportunities for others. Same with
Just to save a lot of people and change people's lives. Thank you very much,
exactly.
Andy, for your time, for sharing your
You're
wonderful story.
you're welcome.